Right guys, back out on the Mooch, looking for a few more rabbits. I've got some snares on me, so I'm going to set some snares this afternoon, and I've got the air rifle for later on this evening. It's a busy weekend here on the farm. They've started harvest today, so 2 fields are getting hit today. But we're going to try and work around that as best as we can. There's plenty of other land we can go and look at and hopefully set some snares on. It's hot, it's 26 degrees. The rabbits aren't going to be out today, which is a good thing. It'll give us a chance to set the snares, and we're not going to be disturbing anything, and it also means the activity later on in the evening when it cools down is going to be a lot higher. So the rabbits are going to be quiet today, but they're going to be a lot more active this evening, which is what we want. So fingers crossed, yeah, we get some good results. So I'm leaving these snares down now till Sunday. It's Friday afternoon now, so I'm not just doing an overnighter. I'm doing Friday night, then they'll be down Saturday daytime, obviously overnight, and then I'll pick them up Sunday morning. So from now, I'll obviously put them down now, check them this evening before I leave, check them tomorrow morning, check them tomorrow evening, and then obviously back first thing Sunday morning when I'll be checking them and picking them all back up. So yeah, let's get out and see what we can do. Got a patch here. This patch was a damaged area when the crop was up, so I'm just coming into the obviously the outskirts of it, and there's a few runs here, but they're not great. And we've got one coming through over there, one through there, coming around sort of that kind of way. They're branching off here slightly, which making me think put one there, one there. So obviously if they come out there and come this way, we'll get them in that snare. If they come through there and that way, we'll get them in that snare. We've got one running through here. Again, it's being used, but it's not being used that often. But I think at the moment, this is going to be our best bet for here. Okay, so I've got this loop set. It's a little bit bigger than my fist, which is about the size of the run. I'm setting it in a place just above or just before a little bit of rough patch. So I know the rabbit's going to be moving when it goes through this area. Make our funnel back around it with the grass on the outside. So we're funneling that rabbit into the snare. Mark a stick on the outside where the rabbit can't see it, but I can. So here's one of the snares set just here. See the snare there? That's set just on the end of a rough patch. So as he jumps through, as he's about to land, his head's going to come in through that, and that's going to nail him right around the neck. Obviously you can see underneath the snare is still fairly well covered, so he's not going to want to duck under it, and obviously it's got coverage each side, so he's going to be funneled into it. There's a bit of foliage at the top which is sort of breaking up the top edge of the snare as well. If you come down, it'd be from down here, this sort of height. So as he's coming through, I think I've got that set about right to nail him, assuming he comes through, but we'll see. Right, so we've got a fairly decent run coming through here along this fence line. So I'm going to set my snare just at the front of this rough patch here. So it's offered a bit of cover, by this foliage here. It's not stuck out in broad daylight. Yeah, I think that's going to be the best place for it. Okay, so as you can see, this run comes from there along here, and that's where I've got my initial snare set on this run here. But as you can see, there's a little breakaway run here going into the next field. So I've also got a snare set there. So if he breaks off and takes that run rather than that run, we've got him both ways. Right, I've been sat with the air rifle for a couple of hours now, and there's nothing showing. It's 7:30. Still fairly early really, but it's still very hot, and they're just not coming out. So they're going to be coming out later on dark. So I don't really fancy sitting around for a couple more hours and not having any shots, and then maybe getting half an hour's worth before dark. And obviously I'm back first thing tomorrow morning, so I'm thinking I'm probably going to call it a night now, go around, check the snares that I set earlier on, go home, and then obviously I'll be back first thing tomorrow morning to check the snares again, bring the air off with me, and hopefully they'll still be out feeding. So I think I'm going to call it a night here, and yeah, like I say, be back in the morning. Alright guys, you have to take my word for this one. Before I go home, there's one about 50 yards away out in this field. I can see a shot just about, I think, through these leaves. So I'm going to have a crack. When he sits up and sits a bit still, I'm going to take this shot. He's cleaning himself at the moment. Head down, cleaning his front foot. Here we go. No, he's going to turn around, clean himself the other side. Oh, damn it. Come on. Get your head round. Oh, head's up. There you go. So here's that one. Just shot. He was facing the other way, so I'm guessing that must be the exit. Yeah, there you go. Shot just underneath and behind the eye. And that was shot from behind that hedge over there. So the next morning, before checking the snares, I decided stopping on one of the recently cut fields and see what kind of activity is going on. There looks to be a good few around, so I'll go and check the snares and come back to this field in a minute. Well, we've managed to pick up one off the snares. Right, round the neck, as it should be. Trying to do this with one hand. I knew I should have bought a tripod. There's a nice rabbit, about 3/4 grown, fully grown. Nice fully grown rabbit. Lovely. So with the camera playing silly buggers, I shoot 3 off film before trying to record again. So I'm just driving around one of the freshly cut fields. I've just come to a little area where there's 5 or 6 rabbits all in one little pocket. As I pulled up, they all just hopped back in the hedge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait here for sort of 10 or 15 minutes and see if anything comes back out. And sure enough, it doesn't take long till he hops back out of the hedgerow. I just got to wait for him to get in a decent position with a clear shot, and we're on for it. This one's around about the 35-yard mark, so it's crosshairs straight on it. That's a good end to the first morning. It's Saturday morning. I had 1 in the snare in the horse field overnight. And I shot 4 this morning with the air rifle. Shot 1 last night with the air rifle, so that's 6 so far. The snares I set in the freshly cut field yesterday. I set 4 snares there yesterday. I went and checked them last night, and the tractor's gone through with the hedge cutter and grass cutter and cut the lot down. So all the runs are gone, including my snares. So we're not going to be getting anything off of them snares. So I've set another 5 snares in the horse field this morning, so I'll be back again this evening with the air rifle and see if we can pick some more up.